Guys, today we truly are living in the future. If you take a look around my trailer, you'll be able to notice there are quite a few screens here. They all got Gandalf on them. There are a total of 3 screens. Today we're looking at wireless transmitter and receiver. If you take a look back here, you will see that is our receiver right here. It simply just has this antenna. That's what connects it all to the other devices. And you just plug in a USB Type-C cable to give it power. On this thing here, you'll notice it has the R here. That means this one is a receiver. So you'll plug this into where you want video feed to be transmitted to. In this case, the TV here is what I have it plugged into. On the transmitter, it'll have a little T there instead of R. The transmitter is hooked up to my main rig, my PC, which is all the way right to here. I just plugged it into the back simple HDMI port onto my PC there. And that is what is transmitting this video feed of Gandalf. But this thing here, I have a little portable monitor here attached to my little power bank here. I'm going to test this thing. I'm going to see how far it can go. On the box, it says it can go 50 meters. For our fellow Americans like me, that is about 168 bald eagles per cheeseburger. 168 feet. So I'm going to go outside and see how far this thing can go. There is a wall here in the trailer, so it may not be able to reach that full range because it is not a full uninterrupted signal. But we're going to go ahead and give it a test. First thing, before we do that though, before we give that a test, this is the box it comes in. Obviously there's space for your 2 receivers and 1 transmitter. I'm currently using them, so they're not there. But if you lift that up, this is where you have a bunch of cables. I am using some of the cables that it came with, which is very nice, but these are your adapters because you have an HDMI Type-C, you have a male HDMI port to a female HDMI port right there. But you have two USB-A to USB-C adapters or cables right there. And then you have a HDMI to a micro HDMI, and then another HDMI to micro USB. The one that I'm using is a similar to this. It's an HDMI to just a USB Type-C. And that's the one I got because I had some other cables lying around to use as well for my setup here of the TV, this portable monitor, and my actual rig. But let's go ahead and head outside and see just how far this guy can go. Okay, coming outside, we're going to go ahead and go this way, wrap around my trailer, as my PC is just on the other side of this wall. You can actually see it through the window. This is where my setup is. So the adapter is actually just plugged in right down here. So it's just plugged in behind this panel here. Man, it's kind of dark, but I do see Gandalf there. It's a dark screen right out here. But I'm gonna keep walking that way, and we'll see how far I can get. Okay, looks like it's struggling here for this far range, and we are back. So yeah, you can see the video is, you may be able to see, it's so bright out here. You got a big glare. Let me flip around. As you can see, the video is playing, and that's working great. And we are pretty far from my trailer. My trailer is the white Puma back there. So that is quite far. That is quite the bit of range there, and that is going through my trailer wall, so that might shorten the distance a little bit. But really, I don't know what more you would need from that. That's a good range. The video is still playing. It's working great. The whole nother trailer in between us, me and my parents, and I would say you can definitely connect from trailer to trailer, share the same screen, and that's really cool. What I have right now, I was just duplicating the display from my main PC to the other 2, but if you wanted, you could extend your displays and make multiple different monitors. With the kit you have here, you can have up to 3 monitors there because of the 2 receivers and your transmitter, but I just wanted to duplicate it for the simple demonstration purposes. I don't really see you walking around like this to get video feed, but if you did want a nice signal, knowing just that it has that range, it can go through a couple walls and you're all set. If you're like in a house, you can go through the floors. That should work just fine with this. And that's really cool. So if you are needing multiple different displays and you don't want to run a long HDMI cable to plug in from one computer to the next TV, this thing works great, this little transmitter and receiver. These things are great for that. You can just throw up a screen just on your TV on the opposite side of the house. No cables necessary. That's really cool. This is truly the future we're living in.